In this video, we are going to talk about Quebec, the immigration processes in Quebec. We have Rochelle here with us today, who is, as told by Canadian immigrants, OG. She's here from the very beginning of my channel, one of my very first few subscribers, and I remember her from the very beginning. And we're finally getting together one-on-one to hear Rochelle's story, because when you joined my channel, you were in Jamaica still, right? And now you are in Canada, in Quebec, and you're here. So I want to touch base with Rochelle, hear her story from start to finish, or start to where we are right now, because your immigration journey is certainly not at the end, and we're progressing into just another phase. So let's just start at the very beginning of just you being in Jamaica and deciding, okay, I want to go to Canada. Why Canada? And how did this all start for you?
So thanks so much for having me, Christina. I am excited having watched all the other persons
Oh, yeah, right.
on your channel. So I also, just like you, I went to UTech.
Okay.
I did computer science there. So I was in School of Computing SCIT. And so in 2015, thereabout, a friend of mine had invited me to this summit similar to what you had the other day, but it was more a display of schools. I don't know if that's the correct
like a school fair, like a school fair.
Yes, like a school fair.
Yeah.
They had different colleges showing their wares, giving their talks about their schools, what they have to offer. Have the little booklets with all their information on the school, the programs that they have.
Right.
So I attended that hesitantly. And to be honest, I was not as excited as my friend was initially about the whole move to Canada. However, sometime after, when I started going through all the things that I had obtained from the fair, I still have it to this day back home. I went through and I was like, this looks a little bit more interesting. And then as I completed school, started working, I kind of took it off my mind for a little bit. That was my initial introduction to Canada immigration. So for about 7 years, I, in and out, was kind of looking at it, see if it works, if it doesn't work. My major setback, though, was the financial aspect. Because coming fresh out of school, you don't have any money. Your parents just finished paying for your tuition. You're not trying to put them through that again.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, let me save up some money. And then I'll say, okay, go to school. In the process of doing the research and saving the money, I started to say, okay, let me see if there are other options, which is kind of where your channel came in, because along my search, that's when I found you on YouTube. And so I was following along your journey, and then I was like, oh, she's from UTech, so she has a similar mindset like me, though we didn't do the same program.
Yeah.
And for me, the thing about your channel that caught my attention was that you didn't beat around the bush. And you told it like it is. And also, anything you said on your channel, I could find the information on IRCC's website. So for me, the legitimacy and the transparency was very important. So that was kind of where my introduction to Canadian immigration came about. And why Canada? It was cheaper than the US.
Okay.
Cheaper than the US.
Yes. Yeah. And more immigration options, I guess, like even, I don't know, what year was that? 20?
When I started to look at it, or when I left to come here?
When you started to seriously pursue it?
2021.
Okay. So how long between Canada, okay, this is happening, to it actually happening?
I had given up my dream to come to Canada because I couldn't put the money together.
Yeah.
The PR of the express entry prospect also required proof of funds, which I didn't see myself getting at the time. So I had just forgotten about Canada. So I guess it's not in the cards for me. And then in 2021, about April, May, another friend of mine sent me an Instagram ad for the school I attended with a scholarship opportunity.
Aha. Okay.
But to me, initially, I was thinking, oh, this is a scam. Oh, this is a scam.
Oh, this is a scam.
It's on Instagram. I just didn't think it was as legitimate as I thought it was. So I said, okay, you know what? For the fun of it, because I was cynical at this point, for the fun of it, let me just apply and see if I get through.
Yeah.
So in May, I got accepted to school, got my LOA. In July, I got my CAQ. In August, I got my visa. August, September, thereabouts, I got my visa. I got the visa like this week. I resigned submitted my resignation the next week and left in November.
Okay.
So for me, it was really smooth sailing.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a sense. And everything happened. It happened so fast. Like I literally went from not going to Canada to, okay, we're doing this next 3 months.
Yeah. So what about, did you get a scholarship?
I did get the scholarship. So originally I applied for a 1-year program.
Right.
But in talking to the recruitment advisor, she said, no, do the 2-year program instead, and that way you'll be guaranteed for the postgraduate work permit.
Yeah.
Which I didn't really want to do, but I said, okay. And also applying in May, my initial thought, I wanted to do it a year after. So I would have come in September 2022.
Yeah.
But the recruitment advisor, the recruitment advisor said to me, no, our scholarship is, you won't be able to get it if you don't come in the January intake. She was a really good advisor though. And she said if I didn't come in January, I wouldn't have gotten the scholarship, and I'm not trying to lose a $10,000 scholarship. So I was like, okay, we're coming in January, we're doing this, let's do it.
Cool. What were the fees like compared? Because I think it's a private college. So I think private colleges are usually a little bit more cheap than the public colleges.
Yeah. For the year, it was like 30-something thousand, including the scholarship.
For the year? For 1 year? For the 2 years? So 15,000 a year. Okay.
Basically.
Yeah.
And the scholarship for like 10,000.
Yeah.
So
you basically paid for 1 year almost. Yeah.
Yeah. So 1/3 of my budget 1/3 of my tuition was cut by the scholarship, which is kind of why I jumped at it.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't trying to lose that scholarship at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and then they had the program I was looking for. Other schools, like the regular schools that people go to, they didn't have the program that I was looking for at the time, because I was switching careers. So whichever program I was going to do would have to align with my switch. I was trying to get out of computing and jump into production. So whatever I do at this point, it has to be done right.
Right. Okay, cool. All right. So we know why you did your Canada thing. You finally got through. You got your scholarship. And this is where I kind of want to pivot into talking about your actual immigration process. So that's going to happen in the next video. So this is part 1. So stay tuned and continue watching to hear about Rochelle's story, hear about the specifics of even the scholarship and what school she chose in Quebec. And so I will see you. Please hit the like button and the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.